Hello and welcome to another Slyphor of our channel, Unexpected Results pack of Dragons Tarkir. This one has an attacker on the front once again, and we're going to crack straight into the pack and see what we get. So first off we have a Volcanic Rush. I'm pretty sure I've talked about my disapproval of this card before. We then have a Dramoka Warrior, which again we've seen. A Coat with Venom, which once again we've seen. Ooh, here's a new card, Kolagon Aspirant. 1 and a red for a 2/1, so it's a piker. Human Warrior, so it fits Warrior Tribals, which is pretty common now. And whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, it deals 1 damage to that creature. So it's effectively a 3/1 when it's blocked, a 2/1 when it's not, which is pretty good. It's also pseudo-flanking. Not entirely, but kind of. And then we have an Updraft Elemental, which we've seen before. Here's another new one, Glade Watcher. 1 and a green for a 3/3 Elemental with Defender and Formidable. Formidable is, or its Formidable, is a green. It can attack as though it didn't have Defender. So that's pretty good. Obviously you need 8 power on board in order to make its Formidable work, but if you can get 8 power out by turn 2, I have no idea how you do that actually, never mind. You pretty much can't get 8 power out by turn 2. Possibly turn 3 or 4 though. Dropping it as turn 3 or 4 is a 3/3. Or dropping it turn 2 as a defender, and then later game it can start attacking, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good card. We then have a Misttooth Kirin, which is one of my favourite cards and is probably going to be my pick of the pack, depending on what we get in our uncommons. Misttooth Kirin is a 2 and a white for a 2/1, Flying Vigilant with Megamorph for 1 and a white. So you can drop it turn 3 as a face down 2/2, flip it up for 2, so it becomes a piker, but it's also a 3/2 if you flip it up, and it flies and has vigilance. Really good in limited. They did so well for me in the pre-release and in the drafts, or in the draft that I've done at this point. And yeah, it's a really good card, and I really like the artwork for it. Kind of Rainbow Kirin, which is what I call it. We then have Ojutai's Summons, which is 3 and a 3 blue, sorcery, put a 2/2 blue Djinn monk creature token with flying onto the battlefield, which is one of these. So you put one of these on the battlefield, and it rebounds, which means at the beginning of next upkeep you put another one on. So that's pretty good. We then have an Evolving Wilds with the new artwork, which looks really nice. Could look really good in foil. We then have a Twin Bolt, 1 and a red instant. Twin Bolt deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 target creatures and or players. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty good spell. Our first uncommon is an Ataka Pummeler, 4 and a red for an Ogre Warrior 4/5 with Formidable, which is 3 red. Each creature you control can't be blocked this turn except by 2 or more creatures. So it War Drums for its Formidable, which is good, but I don't think it's worth the 5. The creature itself, a 4/5 for 5, is pretty good. We then almost dropped a card on the floor. We then have Explosive Vegetation as our next uncommon. 3 and a green, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. This is some good ramp if you're running dragons. Actual dragons, not just the set Dragons of Tarkir. Because it can ramp you 2 land out pretty quickly, so that's pretty good. We then have a Dramoka Monument. The monuments are a full cycle in this set. They're reasonably good. 3 drops that are mana rocks. Well, they are just mana rocks. So they tap for 3, they drop for 3 colourless. They're an artifact that can tap for the 2 colours that their dragon lord is. So Dromoka is green or white. And the advantage that they also have over other mana rocks is that for 4 and the 2 colours, so Dromoka 4 green white, it becomes a 4/4 green white dragon artifact creature with flying until end of turn. So you can then swing with it, which is pretty good. And our rare is Secure the Wastes. I really like this card. X and white, instant, put X 1/1 white warrior creature tokens onto the battlefield. So it triggers with warriors and gives you loads of blockers at instant speed. We then have a mountain and no token. So yeah, my pick of the pack is Misdoof Kirin, pretty much as I said. Dromoka Monuments, decent mana fixing and creature wise, but to spend 6 on it for a turn, like you'd only really use that as a bomb at the end or if you're getting screwed on creatures, whereas this is really good in all limited formats. So yeah, Misdoof Kirin is my pick of the pack. Secure the Wastes was my rare, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Goodbye.